This is episode 531. And today we're going to be talking about the 9 actions to boost your self confidence. You know, life is truly, truly more enjoyable when you feel confident. It's also easier to be successful. A lack of confidence can get in the way of your career, your relationships, your social life, your physical activities. It can just destroy every single part of you. Low self confidence can trip you up when you least expect it, because that self confidence or low self confidence is part of an unconscious conscious connection. And if we think we're not good at something, and we will tend to not be good at it because of our unconscious beliefs. Luckily, your sense of self-confidence is really underneath your control. Everything, all of the programmings that we have, our limiting beliefs, all of it is under our control if we desire to change it. You know, if you avoid managing it, it will be lower than you deserve, meaning that because the world is always, picking on us in this sense, you know, we can either stand up and say no to it, or we can just succumb to it, and our self-confidence will suffer because of that. Your level of self-confidence might seem random, but you can choose to direct it as you see fit. And normally there are areas of our life that we are more confident than others, but the underlying part is, are we confident in ourselves? And this is one of the 4 C's in mental strength that I coach on, is confidence in our abilities and confidence in our interpersonal skills. So increase your self-confidence and feel better about yourself, about your future, just about where life is in general. And, you know, our self-confidence is our internal motivation to push us forward, to help us achieve goals, to help us go after things. When we don't, it just kind of, life is just, it sucks. So here's the first thing of the 9 things to boost your self-confidence. Have small successes. You know, and this is, have them and acknowledge them. It can be something mundane like, you know, getting the garage clean, have an intention and follow through on it. When you intend to do something and accomplish it, you feel more confident. I was once in a coaching group, and I think it was called the Monthly Mentor, and I forgot the gentleman who ran it, but every month he would have us clean up a mess, a physical mess, whether it was the garage, whether it was the kitchen, whether it was our office, whatever it was. But when we cleaned it up, we felt good about ourselves, or at least I felt good about myself. And I felt that was a great success, and I could take that success and continue elsewhere. So have small success, whether it's cleaning up your cabinets, whether it's going to the gym, whatever it is, just have them and acknowledge them. Let go of past failures. We have had a few things go wrong in the past. We've all had a few things that go wrong in the past, but none of that has anything to do with today. Yes, today may be a result of the past, but today is today. Your future is created today. So if we go back in the past and bring it today, we're actually taking the past and projecting it in the future, because today is that bridge between yesterday and tomorrow. So there's no reason to weigh yourself down with anything that's happened in the past. Yes, you might be living the effect of a cause in the past, but that doesn't mean you have to camp out and spend mental time in the past. You got to let it go. You are where you are. That is it. Now, how do you want to move forward? And that moving forward will create some enthusiasm, making those plans. But when we can let go of our past failures and stop beating ourselves up for it, our confidence will start to bloom again, and we'll start to feel inspired and invigorated to take deliberate action towards a better future. Hit the gym. Yes, I am if you've been listening to this podcast for any length of time, you know I am a big proponent of physical activity, especially the gym, especially CrossFit, because of what it does to you physically and mentally and emotionally. But to build your self-confidence, to me, there's nothing like getting to the gym, you know, or go for a run or do 25 push-ups. Even a vigorous walk can build your self-confidence. Break a sweat, any of these things, but Do something that is a little bit challenging. If you've done 25 push-ups, do 30. If you run a mile, do a mile and a half. But do something to be physically active and challenge yourself. Yeah, even a vigorous walk can boost your serotonin levels, which will help you build your confidence. But if you're having some anxiety, one of the things to do is move forward. So move forward in life. But how you move forward in life is first you move forward physically by taking a walk. And there's this magic that happens in your mind if you have all these anxieties about where you are stuck. You go out for a walk and you move forward. Your mind thinks you're actually moving forward in the future, and so it releases those anxieties and starts to come up with solutions. So whether it's hit the gym, go for a walk, go for a hike, do something, get physical. Build your social skills. A lack of social skills is a common cause of low self-confidence, whether that's having a conversation with people, whether it's what to do in a certain situation. You can see it all the time, right? Whether you go to, a party where there's a few strangers there, or you go out to a pub or a concert or something, you can see the ones that are a little bit not as confident. And they may be off in the corner, maybe be someplace else. But interacting with others is an important activity. It stimulates our brain, it's social implications. And I know in this day and age, as long as you stay 6 feet, you can yell at each other and have a good conversation. When you know that you can do it well, your self-confidence will increase. I mean, imagine being so confident that you could be put into any gathering and have conversations with anybody, whether it's in Washington, D.C., where the politics are, or whether it's up in Washington State, where the naturalists are, wherever it is. But imagine just being dropped into any situation and being able to carry on an intelligent conversation. Your self-confidence would increase tremendously. And there are many books and websites created to address this issue, but what the best thing to do is practice, is just go out there. Go out there and put yourself, lean into the discomfort. Go to a place. Go up and talk to a stranger if you're in the mall. Go up and talk to somebody. If you're at the gym, go say hi. Start to improve your social skills. Number 5, hang out with a positive crowd, because birds of a feather flock together, and the people around you affect your mood and your outlook on life. If you want to have a lousy outlook on life, go find all the people with the clouds over their head, the Debbie Downers, any of them. Just find it. Your confidence is affected by the people you surround yourself with. So we'll combine the last one of improving your social skills with this one. So create a social group that supports you and maintains a positive attitude. Their Meetup has some great ones where they meet up in person. So you can go to Meetup and look for, positive attitude or what resilience or hiking or anything in there, and get together with people who have the same positive outlook as you are. It could be a church, a synagogue, a sweat lodge, whatever that is. That find people that have that same desire, that same self-confidence for a better life, and hang around them. Tackle a fear. So a fear. We don't have to tackle all our fears. If you're afraid of spiders, go to a pet store and ask to hold a tarantula. If you're afraid of heights, find a building downtown that allows you to use the observation deck. I remember with the first time I went to the Empire State Building. Whoa, that was amazing. Way high up there looking over. Now, I'm not so afraid of heights. I'm more afraid of the fall that comes with it. But it still was a very interesting sensation looking over the edge of that. We make every effort, all of us do, consciously and unconsciously, to avoid the things we fear. And those things still stay there, whether we avoid them or not, or if we have them in our head. So rather than hiding, face a fear head on and notice how confident you feel afterwards. Bravery and self-confidence are cousins. So whether it's a spider, whether it's heights, whether it's whatever, afraid of talking to strangers, afraid of giving a speech, join Toastmasters, do Put yourself out there. This is the essence of mental strength, right? Is tackling a fear, is putting yourself out there. But guaranteed, you start tackling small fears like a spider or whatever it might be, and then you keep adding on to it and add on to it and add on to it and add on to it. Pretty soon, the fears that you're going to be facing are so huge, but you'll have the confidence to say, hey, I faced all these other fears. This one's just going to be a piece of cake. So and what I would say is keep a list of these fears, because we often forget about our successes. And so if you keep a journal of the fears that you faced and the date and the emotions, you can go back 1 year from now and go, look at all these fears that I addressed. And this is part of what number 7 is make a list of your past successes. And that can be make a list of the fears that you have overcome in the past. You've had at least a few, otherwise you wouldn't be here. You've probably forgotten more than you remember. And I know with most of my clients, we have to spend a lot of time going back and doing the past successes. And what usually happens with my clients anyway, is they think it was no big deal, so they don't count it as a success. But what we determined for a success for ourselves, somebody else may determine that it was supernatural because they wouldn't even know how to accomplish that. So whether it was a big deal or not isn't as important as acknowledging it as a success. So just take a few minutes or two to remember these great successes. You'll feel more powerful just after a minute or two. But this is when you can document. And what I would start is by documenting the successes yesterday, the day before, the day before, the day before. And then when you kind of get stuck, think back along a timeline. What happened when I was 5? What happened when I was 10? What happened when I was 15? What happened when I was 20? And start putting some numbers out there. And your mind will present you with these awesome successes, and write them down, and write down your feelings around them, and write down all of this wonderful things that happened with them. And a success could be that you moved through a failure in your life, right? So just because, let's just say you got a divorce, but you got a divorce and you came out of it a happier person, and you met somebody that you fell madly in love with. Well, the divorce is kind of like a success. Yeah, it sucked at the moment, but if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't be where you are. So look at even your failures and how they have turned into a success. Do something you're good at. We all love doing something we're good at, but after a hard day, nothing can boost your confidence like spending some time on an activity you excel at. For me, it's working out. So I'll work out in the morning, but at the end of the day, I go to a local place here called F45, Functional 45. I'm still looking for my CrossFit box to join, but I will do something at the end of the day. And when I get it done, I feel great. Whether that's going for a walk, whether it's gardening, whether it's sewing, whether it's making coffee, whatever that is, what you're good at. When you have a really bad day, do that thing. So make a list of the things you do well and spend time each day doing one of them. Build this into your schedule. So, there are a lot, whether you cook or bake or whatever that is, make sure you do at least one thing every day that you're good at, and you will feel so good about yourself. Get out of your head is the 9th action to boost your self-confidence. Lack of confidence is a sign that you're spending too much time thinking about yourself. Interesting. So you put the focus on others and current activities, such as helping somebody, helping an organization. When you put yourself out there for service, you take your mind off yourself. And this is also true for some cases of depression. Well, depression is really thinking about ourselves, depending, on the severity of it. But when you do something for somebody else, sweep somebody else's front yard, clean up their yard, take their mail to them, whatever that is. So it's hard to lack confidence if you're not even thinking about yourself. You're just who you are. If you're alone, spend time doing something that engrosses your attention, and you'll quickly feel better. I think perhaps even volunteering work at an animal shelter, at delivering meals, whatever that is to the elderly. But whatever that is, do something, get out of your head and take some action, and it will improve your self-confidence. So take time each day to enhance your self-confidence. Even if you feel confident, keep doing it. Will make it more solid and will actually enhance it. Just a few minutes of effort can change the way you feel about yourself. Everything is easier and more enjoyable when you're confident in yourself, your abilities, your interpersonal skills. When you're just, when you're confident that no matter what happens, I'll be okay. Avoid allowing the world to dictate your level of confidence. There are too many people out there. You're not good at this. You're not good at that. You got an F here. You got a D here. Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? And it's just abundant out there. So take control of this important trait of building your self-confidence. You can do that by visiting warriormindcoach.com. Get the show notes here. Take some notes about the show. Contact me for an introductory consultation. Contact another coach that'll work with you about your confidence. But whatever it is, start to work on it. And while you're over at warriormindcoach.com, there's other podcasts you can listen to. And as you bump around the internet, please follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest under Warrior Mind.